Greetings, fellow Whovians, and welcome to another Doctor Who review. Today we'll be looking at The Mythmakers, yet another historical, and yet another one which, sadly, well, pretty much all the episodes are missing, so wah wah. But anyway, without further ado, let's get started. Okay. The Greek army has besieged the city of Troy for 10 years. On the plains just outside the city, the Greek warrior Achilles and the slaves of Trojan Hector, a son of King Priam, when the materialization of the TARDIS disturbs Hector's concentration. When the Doctor emerges from within the TARDIS, Achilles believes him to be the god Zeus disguised as an old beggar and insists he must accompany him to the Greek encampment. En route, they encounter the warrior Odysseus, who goes with them to the Greek camp. When they arrive, Agamemnon insists the Doctor help him against the Trojans and will not let him go until he does. Odysseus believes the Doctor is a Trojan spy. The Doctor's companions Vicki and Stephen have watched him being led away. Vicki still has an injured ankle from a previous adventure in Galaxy 4, so Stephen goes out alone to try and help the Doctor. He's spotted heading for the Trojan camps by Cyclops, a servant of Odysseus, who reports this to his master. Odysseus catches Stephen and takes him to the Greek camp as well. The Doctor eventually persuades the Greeks to spare Stephen until the next morning, and will strike down the spy with a heavenly thunderbolt. Moments later, Cyclops returns to the Greek camp, and their satellite, which communicates that Zeus's temple, the TARDIS, has disappeared from the plains of Troy. Oh no! The TARDIS has been taken within the walled city of Troy as a prize, and is presented to King Priam by his son Paris. The blue police box is denounced by Priam's daughter, the prophetess Cassandra, as dangerous. She has dreamt that the Greeks will leave a gift on the plain which will contain soldiers to attack the Trojans. She demands the TARDIS be burnt as a pyre, and a pyre is constructed around it. But before it can be set alight, Vicki emerges from within the TARDIS, and this is taken as a sign from the gods. The king and Paris are enchanted by her, dressed as she is in a wonderful gown, and the king names her Cressida and makes her favorite in court. This enrages Cassandra, who believes Vicki to be a rival prophet. Priam sends Paris out onto the plains once more to avenge Hector. Paris calls for his rival Achilles to present himself, and Stephen manages to persuade the Greeks to send him a Greek armor instead, hoping he can get himself injured and then take him prisoner to Troy to search for Vicki. A very good plan. Adopting the name Diomede, Stephen engages Paris in battle and his ruse works. When he arrives, Vicki greets him with his real name, and this is taken by Cassandra as a sign they are both spies. Stephen and Vicki are taken to cells. Priam's and Troilus, who has formed a romantic attachment to Cressida, visits Vicki. She seems successful in persuading him to try to get them released. Good girl. The Doctor proposes the use of a wooden horse to Odysseus. The construction will be left on the plains outside Troy and filled with Greeks, who hope the horse will be taken within the city. Agamemnon approves the plan, but has also decided that the Doctor will be among those inside the horse. When day breaks, it is spotted by the Trojans and dragged inside their city. The Trojans respond to the seeming disappearance of the Greek army by rejoicing, and Priam has Vicki released in thanks for her supposed good work. Stephen, however, is kept in prison due to Troilus' jealousy. The Doctor finds Vicki in the carnage, and they hide inside the TARDIS while Katarina, who's been trailing Vicki, obliges the Doctor by searching for Stephen. She finds him fighting a Trojan soldier and he is badly wounded, but she helps him return to the Doctor's blue temple. Odysseus arrives, and the Doctor takes the opportunity to dematerialize the TARDIS with Stephen and Katarina on board. Vicki, however, has slipped away with his blessing. She walks to the plains where she finds Troilus, and they declare their love. Aww! Moments later, Troilus' cousin Aeneas arrives with reinforcements and helps them escape. Well, that's kind of an interesting take on the whole Trojan War, isn't it? And considering the fact that it was the Doctor who proposed that they use that Trojan horse, that's kind of interesting if you think about it. Alright, anyway, now let's look at let's look at the production elements of the story, shall we? This was the first story produced by new series producer John Wiles, replacing the original producer Verity Lambert in the role. Originally, the titles of all the episodes were intended by Dennis Spooner to be puns, as was that of episode 2, including Zeus Ex Machina and Is There a Doctor on the Horse? These titles were vetoed by the BBC, but the title of episode 2 was allowed to remain, only script editor Donald Tosh's insistence. A number of chapters in the novelization have titles based around these puns. I didn't know they were trying to be punny with this one. I get it. Oh, anyway. Donald Cotton pulled material for his scripts from his extensive knowledge of classic and medieval literature, including the epics of Homer, plays of Aeschylus and Euripides, Virgil's Aeneid, and Geoffrey Chaucer's Troilus and Cressida. Cressida. William Hartnell suffered a bereavement while working on the story. The death of his Aunt Bessie, who had looked after him during his troubled childhood. Unfortunately, the tight recording schedules prevented Hartnell from taking time off to attend her funeral. Rude. This led to becoming difficult during production, refusing to speak to actors Max Adrian and Francis DeWolf, and declaring director Michael Easton Smith a fool. Barry Ingham also played Aladon in the film Doctor Who and the Daleks, one of the films starring Peter Cushing. Francis DeWolf had previously played Vazer in The Keys of Marinus. Todd Lemkow had previously appeared as Cuiju, Marco Polo, and Ibrahim in The Crusade. Eivor Salter had previously played the Moor Commander of Space Museum and would appear again as Sergeant Markham in Black Orchid. Well, overall, this seems like a pretty solid story. A pure historical, but sadly, it's missing the time, so that really sucks. But I really do hope that this story does get reconstructed, maybe like animation or something like that, because that would be really cool to see, especially for all Greek mythology buffs out there, like myself. Well, anyway, solid story and pure historical. So I give Doctor Who, The Mythmakers, 4 sonic screwdrivers out of 5. Well, join me next time as we take a look at probably one of the biggest and longest stories ever of the Hartnell era, the Daleks' Master Plan. So until next time, this is Who Being Queen saying, "Oh my giddy aunt, when I say run, run, I reverse the polarity of the neutron flow. Would you like a jelly, baby? Fantastic. Allons-y, Geronimo! Bow ties are cool, fezzes are cool, and Stetsons are cool."